Well, hello everyone. So it is time for the finale video for the Preset 6 challenge, and I apologize for this being a few days late. I quite frankly have had zero desire to finish this challenge. It was going really well. I really liked it. But yeah, I went ahead and updated my app on my phone and looked at starting weight and ending weight, even though I know we said we weren't going to discuss weights, but looked at the subcutaneous fat and the muscle and all that kind of stuff. So I really think that let's just talk about this in general rather than doing the individual aspects of the diet, because this really and truly had two pieces to it. It had the food and then it had the exercise to it. So the Preset 6 part of it was actually extremely easy. Like, it was very, very easy to, okay, so today is a broccoli day, so you eat broccoli. Or today you're supposed to have peas or beans. Okay, so you eat peas or beans. It really was not complex at all. So I really enjoyed that. I also really enjoyed the Fridays, which granted a couple of the recipes that I tried, like the vegan smoked salmon, were kind of on the gross side, but so like the little breaded shrimpy guys were super awesome, and those had oil in them, so not like a health food by any means, but at the same time it was nice to be able to kind of have something a little bit different. So I really did enjoy the Preset 6 part of it, and I really enjoyed the 7th day being able to really kind of have what I wanted to have, like recipes that I've had in the past that didn't really fall into any of the categories of things that I could eat, but really enjoyed eating. So that was kind of neat. I would definitely recommend following that meal plan for anybody that wanted to do an intermittent fasting and didn't want to have to think about it. Because I mean, oatmeal one day or yogurt and eggy tofu the other day, done. You know, it's not a lot of, it's not very complex. So that actually was kind of nice. Keep it really super simple and you kind of can't mess it up. So that was cool. So the intermittent fasting, I would assume that that is why I have lost weight on this challenge, simply because I kind of almost expected to gain weight, what with exercising and building up some muscle. But no, I have definitely lost weight on this challenge and lost more than I've lost on any other challenge that I've done, even though I was eating on that 7th day kind of really whatever I wanted to, and then also on the I always called it Fishy Friday, even though it never actually came out on a Friday, the 6th day of the week that you could have a fish type product. And that was, like I said, not a health food by any means. It had oil in it, but I really liked the food options that I could have. I liked the intermittent fasting. I had to get used to not being able to eat when I came home in the morning after work. And that was hard to get used to because a lot of times when I come home, at least in the summertime, kids are having breakfast, hubby's having breakfast, it's just time to eat because everybody else is eating, so it's time to eat. Whether you're hungry or not, it's just, okay, it's time to have some food. So that was kind of a learning curve for me, which was fine. That's something that I needed to get past, and I'm really glad that this challenge has helped me focus on, okay, you eat in this 8-hour window and you don't eat outside of it, and you're good to go. So that actually worked out pretty well. There were a couple of times during the challenge that I actually did not, I messed up and ate outside of the window, but not very often. So that was good. So let's talk about the exercise portion, the Ironborn, doing the weights and that type of thing. So food part, I actually went from at the beginning. Now granted, keep in mind, like I said, my new scale that I'm using now is about 6 to 7 pounds more than my old scale. Like, I could stand on one scale and move to the next scale. The old scale is about 6 or 7 pounds less than the new scale, which was kind of and I didn't really like that when I first got it, because I was like, I don't like that at all. However, a downward trend is a downward trend regardless of where you start from. So my starting weight was 175.0 even. And it went down to 170.2, 168.8, 167.2, and 166.4. So after 30 days of the intermittent fasting, and like I said, even eating some unhealthier things in the mix of that, lost not quite 10 pounds, but over 8 pounds, so 8.5 pounds. That's more than I've lost on any challenge that I've done so far. So that was pretty neat. I could definitely say that I think the intermittent fasting part of this was extremely helpful with that. I don't necessarily think that you need to I really don't think you need to exercise to lose weight. I really don't. I've read the research studies, and it really does make sense to me that you lose weight in the kitchen and you gain muscle in the gym. That makes sense to me completely. But I really am quite fascinated with the fact that the scale, and whether it's accurate or not, I don't really know, but I really do like the fact that the scale will keep track of things. It kept track of BMI, percent body fat, percent skeletal muscle, visceral fat, and subcutaneous fat. So from BMI, I went from 26.5 down to 25.2. Skeletal muscle was pretty awesome. I went from 39.1 up to 41.5, which is kind of the goal. I was really looking to build some, I mean, I don't want to be a bodybuilder by any means, but I really was looking to try and build up a little bit more muscle. And the subcutaneous fat, which is super important, really need to get some of that subcutaneous fat off of me. Went from 27.9 down to 26.4. And my visceral fat, which is the fat that's in that's the fat that's around your organs, I believe, the belly fat around your organs, which is not the good fat for you, is down to an acceptable level, not a good level, but acceptable, which is good. I mean, that's definitely a step in the right direction. So overall, if I was going to give this a rating, which I'm not saying quality of food, quantity of food, you know, sustainability, all that kind of stuff, this actually would be relatively sustainable, honestly. At least the intermittent fasting part is readily sustainable. Whether or not you choose to follow the preset 6 is entirely up to you, but it really and truly makes it easy. I mean, it really makes it easy, but you could definitely say, well, one day I want to have oatmeal, the next day I'm going to have yogurt, the next day I'm going to have eggy tofu, the next day I'm going to have, and just have it be a rotation that's easier for you if you don't like having the same thing every other day. Totally fine with that too. But in terms of sustainability, I would say this is really pretty darn sustainable. The intermittent fasting wasn't as bad as I've tried it in the past and it didn't seem to work, and I can't remember why. Whether maybe I just wasn't in the right frame of mind and I was just constantly all over the place. I don't actually remember, to be honest with you. But the food part of this went really well. And then the weights exercise part of this went really well as well. The only problem that I have is my elbow right here, right there. And then this muscle, tendon, whatever it is that goes into your elbow right there is still very sore. Like, there's not much that I mean, carrying grocery bags actually is tender, is difficult for me. But it's not stopping me from doing anything. It's just that I bought a little brace that pushes right there when I do something, and that actually helps significantly. So if I'm lifting weights and stuff, I make sure that I have it on. Maybe it wouldn't hurt to have it on regular days as well, but I'm not really at that point yet, so we shall see. So anyways, yeah, I just thought that this actually turned out really well. I have actually been, my last video that I put up, I don't know if you guys remember, you can't see it now, but I had a spider bite right here. And and it was kind of gross kind of gross. And then I went to wash my face one morning, and the skin just sloughed off, and it was all black on the inside. So that's what you could see in the video. It was all black and gross. So I went to the doctor and got some antibiotics, and he wanted to put me on antibiotics and antibiotic cream. And then I've been putting tea tree oil in it, which turned it from black to white, which is dead skin tissue, which is probably better. But anyway, you can't really see it anymore. But I now have another spider bite right here, which you can't really see very well, and one back here that you can't see at all. But the one back here is a bit bigger. Anyways, so yeah, we didn't fumigate per se, but I did clean the bedroom highly from top to bottom, big time. But then we went and played at the park with the kids, and I've just been really busy with family stuff, so I haven't been vlogging, and I apologize for that because I really miss talking to you guys. But it's all good. We're back in track. I'm looking forward to my next challenge, and it has to do with one of my the only drawbacks, the only complaint is that this challenge, I don't think, and it's totally my fault, this challenge didn't probably have enough fiber for me. Like, I really need to worry about or think about eating more higher fiber meals. So I'm gonna focus on that this next time. So that's it for me. I hope you guys are having a fabulous day, whatever it is that you're doing, and I will see you again soon for another challenge.